I want to go back to the issue of the hostages because as I've been saying, and we've been reporting, really the main headlines of today is some guarded optimism about the possibility of another hostage deal, which would we see the release perhaps the current talk is of somewhere in the area of 40 hostages over a period of perhaps 6 weeks. Among the hostages who are still being held in Gaza is Evyatar David, a young man who was taken captive by Hamas terrorists at the Nova Music Festival on October 7th. His brother, Eli David, has been on I-24 News talking about Evyatar and his circumstances, but we bring him back now. In light of some of the developments that we have, thank you for joining us again, Eli. Well, let's talk about it. First of all, just how do you feel right now, given some of the reports that we've been hearing? I hate to raise up hopes like this because we've heard this before, but certainly perhaps more than at any time in the past since the first hostage deal, there are at least some positive signs.
Yeah, I think we can be optimistic for for a long time that we couldn't be, and there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of hope that Biden and rest of the negotiators are really coming up with a deal, and I really hope we eventually will get all of them together, not only the first stage, because if we will be stuck on the first stage, which is only the women, children, and sick and elderly, it's death sentence to all of the others. So we really hope that we can bring all of them, of course, in pulses, not all of them together, but we hope that there will be, again, a complete deal.
Right. Now, we should note there's no unanimity among the hostage families about how the government is handling it, over what prices should be paid. And I'm speaking to you as an individual, the brother of a hostage and a member of that family. When I ask your views on it, there are some who feel the government is not doing enough or not showing enough flexibility. Others who feel that indeed, no, it's taking the correct approach and perhaps even should be putting more pressure on Hamas. What's your own personal feeling, or maybe also of your family?
Well, I can talk only for myself.
Of course.
As I said, I'm not a military man, and I know nothing at politics and nothing at negotiations with terrorists. So I think we need to be modest when we try to judge what the government is doing, what the negotiators are doing. I believe and understand how complicated the situation is, and the only thing I want is my brother back and all of the hostages back home to their families, to be united again. That's the only thing I want, my brother back. But I also understand that high prices will be paid eventually, and we need to do it with responsibility. There's not a good answer.
Sure.
And I can only trust the government and keep pushing and demanding to do the right thing, to do the moral thing, to do the strategic choice, and I can only believe that they're doing everything they can and do it on the better hand.
Right. Now, I want to talk a little about, say, the international community. Now, you are one of those members of hostages families who have gone abroad, tried to raise awareness. I know you have talked about that even on I-24 News, and I want to get your feeling on that because more and more, I say this unfortunately, you hear voices internationally focusing on a ceasefire and on the humanitarian suffering of Palestinians in Gaza, and somehow divorcing from that the need to the humanitarian issue of the hostages and the need to get them out as soon as possible, given the conditions that they're under. So what's your message now for that, for the international community?
I hope that the international community will stay with us, will keep doing everything in their power to help us save the hostages, bring them back home safe and sound, bring my brother back home. I really think it's an issue of good against evil, and right now the liberal world is standing with us as it should be, standing with us on the right side, on the good side, fighting evil. And I really hope that they will stay with us till the last hostages comes home.
All right. Well, let's hope that is, and let's hope that will be sometime in the near future, because time is an element here, and that has to be taken into account.
Time is running out right now. Time is running out, and we're hearing bad news all the time.
Yeah.
Time is killing them.
Yeah.
Each day that passes.
All right, Eli David, we of course thank you for joining us, and of course, most of all, as always, we wish the safe return of your brother Evyatar, along with all the other hostages, back home safe and sound. Thanks for joining us again on I-24 News.
Thank you so much.